next year, but I'm looking at the teams again. I'm praying to the COD gods. I'm seeing guys loading into the lobby.
We're good,
getting
baby.
on their respective teams. Is everyone in here?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right, let's kick off game 1. 5 seconds out. Let's
Who
see.
we watching?
Oh, you know what I just saw?
What'd you, oh,
look at Rated. Look at his clan tag.
Oh. Oh. That is just all right. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see it.
Let's go on with Clayster to kick things off. He's gonna have the K-bar, been one of the few using it here outside of the OSA. He's getting shots on, almost able to pick up 2, not able to do so, will drop early. But let's talk a little bit about this first hard point, because it is head on a swivel.
Yes.
Players calling out their spawns immediately because you need to flip. They are consistently going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was listening to what Clay was screaming across the stage while you were describing how this first hard point is, but yes, it's very fast-paced. I've been watching a ton of scrims. Actually, one of the best players to recognize when to flip and turn around and watch your back on this hard point, because it happens a lot, is actually Optic Gaming's Formal. He's normally the first one to say turn around. Here they come. They're coming from back deck. You can literally watch how the minimap develops here as play will begin to push towards this back turbine area. If you look at your minimap, the only one near it right now is Clayster, and he's got a tough road ahead of him as 3 Orbit players are pitching on it.
Well, we rotate over to him, and there's 2. Those are big kills around Turbine, because this is a hard point where you can really lock down time. But look at the minimap. He just gets a call where his teammates are coming from. He realizes they're going to be pushing from above. The help gets there just a little bit late, but is it enough to shut it down? I think it was 2 down from either side. Zuma trying to win 1 key gunfight, can't get it done. And now, as we take a look at the minimap, it looks like Orbit has got a nice setup here, and a big part of that is Zero with a 4th streak.
Oh, definitely. He's just more than happy to sit behind the silo, let players push on through this outskirts area because it's an awkward play. We talked about this earlier. You cannot expect to break this hard point by just sending people through this choke area. You need a flank from factory, and right now, thankfully, players actually put such focus. Orbit sent 2 players to watch that back factory area, but Faze were actually just bluffing. They weren't going through there. They sent 4 through that backside. They were able to break it. It was for about 10 seconds of scrap time. Either way, we've got ourselves still a close game.
All right, but let's look at Rated. He's going to be the first kind of the rotation over here to get to back hanger. Trying to spot low. You see through that back window, he's able to peek and get an angle. Now he's going to fly in, able to trade 1 kill. 1 up above. Nade's going to be out. Doesn't connect with anything as his teammate is going to be able to clean that up. And now just trying to rack in some time. And this is tight so far. It's exactly what you expected, a back-and-forth affair.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense, right? These 2 teams so evenly matched at the hardpoint. Orbit have been one of the better-looking hardpoint teams this weekend. 62-42 the score. One thing to remember, you see right now, Orbit in control of the spawns, but FaZe are now going to push for that back rocks area. They want to be able to grab that spawn, not only to get the rest of this time, but the layers and how you break this hard point it can be very challenging because of that backside spawn.
All right, we've got 20 seconds or so left here. Rotations should start beginning here momentarily, but we will watch Attach try to break in with the OSA, not able to do so. And the lead beginning to open up a little bit here for the side of Orbit. But now as they rotate across, Zuma in a prime position here to pick up a few. He actually finds 2. We're now going to be heading over to Drill. Let's get over to Clayster. He's going to be in a nice spot here as we basically are playing kind of around that B bomb site.
Yeah, and Orbit looking quite solid right now. They've got the slaying advantage. A lot of the spawns have gone in their favor, and today Joe has been playing out of his mind. Currently on a 5 streak, he's 15 and 8.
He's flanking as well.
And he's lined up for at least a couple. I was going to say maybe a couple kills here. Does get 1. And a great addition to this game in the Codcaster has been those major alerts that happen on the top of the screen. If he gets 1 more kill here, that 7 alert should pop up as FaZe are coming back in this game, Abe. And I do want to say, there is a ton of energy coming from the FaZe side. We love listenings. Let's hear this communication with FaZe Clan.
Watch on you. He jumped. Hang on, man. Look at Drew. Okay, spawn up.
Left side of hill, right side of hill. Left side, right side of hill. Left side, right side of hill. I
got 1 drill.
Yeah,
flank
this.
I got
Elbow. His elbow.
I'm getting this spot. Drill me, room dead.
One at dirt total.
He's warning. Urban's doing the warning. Urban's doing the warning. 1 is dip as well. I'm going around there. I got 1 drill. Let's go.
He's dirt total.
He's doing the high warning. Urban. I'm around third tunnel. They're gonna.
He's looking at dirt tunnel for you, Ian.
Is he?
He's at the end of it. At the end of it, looking for you. He was.
I got 1. Help me. Oh no! I got 1. 1 hit.
Help him.
We stayed out. We got it back. I spawned BSC though.
He's weak and ill. Jammered and hill as well. Left side. Left corner.
Left corner is nice.
I spawned here with you guys. Let's go.
Let's get.
Guys, let's go. They're on me.
Yo, you put it in the wall.
On the heady. Yeah, on the heady. They're tunnel. One shot.
No, he's close.
One shot.
Let's go. Trade. Let's go.
1v1.
Got me. Nice.
Let's go, baby. Hold
I
on.
know, I hear you. Not the weird mission one.
No one there. Right side. Let's go. Make sure we get new hill. Get new hill if we can. Go all run. Whoever spawn there.
I'm going
I'm going
control.
I'm gonna go elbow for middle.
Yeah. I'm gonna pinch.
Try and get to the hill.
shadow.
Yeah, and we're all pinching.
Side door dead. I'm going elbow. There could be no guy here.
Could be in behind.
Yeah, let's go. Go ahead.
And we are back. You saw Faze starting to bring it back a bit. Some nice plays. They were to bring it within 20 now. You do have camo available for enable. They're set up a turbine. This is where you can start to rack up some time. They get some clutch kills here, Jack.
Yeah, they are back in this game, but right now it's still the same issues they've been running into before. Some of these rotations have just been in favor of Orbit, and they're showing it again here. Zero. What a game he's having right now. 23 and 17. Orbit have been so on point. I want to hear now from their perspective. How do they go for this break? How do they rotate? Can they keep this momentum going? They're still up by about 20.
Run it back. He's up top. Alright, one to the back right.
Next. Everyone go to next.
More. He's pushing out control.
Wiki, so weak.
I spawn cave. I'm right at the back.
They're already gonna be Harry's.
I can see if he's on the head glitch now with there. Could be back room.
Yeah, 2 bridge, one bridge on the left.
Nothing on the head glitch. Nothing head glitch.
I know.
By the hill, to you.
Right hill, dead.
Nice.
I go back.
Guys coming from the old. Coming from the old. Okay, you continue to get back.
I'll go back.
I'll go
Watch your mid, watch front 12, go.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 hop.
Watching back. I'll go hold back.
Dead. 2 hop. Both ones on the right.
Taking a third.
Right hop.
I go hop.
I'll go back.
One more. Hop.
One shot. Aim one shot.
They're gonna stack. They're fucking
Low to the right, one shot.
Go.
Nice. Last guy.
Jump in. Jump.
Jump. Nice. Hop. I go low.
I go back.
Bridge, left bridge.
I'm weak.
Left bridge.
Yeah, bridge. I'm weak. He's bridge. I need top bridge.
Whoa, dead.
Jump up. Bridge. Last guy. Nice.
Go.
They can spawn back when you're in challenge.
Mid, come in.
No, I spawn back.
Go, Troy.
Where do you go?
I'm drill.
At the start of all the listen-ins, Faze was down by about 40 seconds. At the end of both teams' listen-ins, Faze still down by 40 seconds. The play is consistent from Orbit right now. Everybody getting involved. The standout players, though, Joe and Zero, two of the young talent on this lineup, just looking so darn good.
And they've been good all weekend long. I mean, that's what we talked about. When I was saying, how can they beat them in hardpoint? They can rely on Joe and Zero to slay with the side of Faze. And thus far, they've been able to do it. The league continues to improve. Going to end up dropping there. But let's actually go on Faze for a little bit, see what they're able to do. We'll go on with Zuma here, 21 and 29. The whole side, I mean, everyone right now negative for Faze. I mean, that's the big thing for me right now. You have to slay and respawns, and right now they're not keeping up with it.
That's the thing they're not used to, battling from this position. Typically, they are the team forcing everyone on the other side to be negative. So Faze fighting from this back foot. It's interesting to see how different of a playstyle they now have in this game mode. Typically, they're the ones rotating early. They're the ones in command of the pace. And right now, Orbit are just getting aggressive. They're getting in their face an overwhelming Faze at every single corner. It's a full 1 minute lead for the European squad. We're now going into our third rotation of the hard points, and I have no reason to think why Faze should come back and win this game.
They shouldn't, but they've pulled together some 6 sprees here throughout the course of the weekend. Now this is what we saw with Urban. He was taking the routes. That time they were ready for it. He gets up top with propulsion. We saw that angle. He picked up a triple earlier in the weekend. Not going to work that time. You do see Centurion available there for Zero, where he may be able to make a play at some point, but that is going to be 4 down. That's a nice pickup there from Faze, but 4 down with this particular hardpoint only leads to 5 or 6 points, it seems like, before you're getting flooded yet again.
Oh, players are spawning all over him right now. They're going to continue to pressure. Biggest thing right now, attach on this 6 spree. Starting to come to life as I say that, though. The grenade does come in and wipe him off the map. 10 seconds left of this scrap time. Faze just need to say, you know what? Give this up. Let's get a perfect hold at Turbine. This could be the end of the game if Faze can't get it dug. We'll see how they perform as they're pushing right to that back catwalk area.
And you already had Zero back there. He was able to get 1 and tag 1, which opened things up for Rated. So Faze usually, I think, ahead of the game when it comes to rotation. A lot of times it's actually been Orbit. They've been there quicker. They've had 1 or 2 guys in a nice position, especially on a hard point like this or Hangar where you need to pick up time.
All 3 times, this Turbine hard point has been entirely in Orbit's favor. And I don't know, I just feel like a lot of it is because FaZe keep just trying to flood down this catwalk area, and it's just taking them tons of time to be able to get it done. They're 25 seconds before they can break in.
Well, let's see if they can mount some sort of crazy comeback. That's what you needed. It was 3 down. It's a spree for Attach. He was on a 6 spree, now a 4 spree. I think when we brought him up, he was, what, -6, 7, something like that. Really needed to come alive, and he's doing it now in a big way. As soon as we call it out, though, of course he ends up dropping. Orbit
0.
gets the break they need, but only 10 seconds remaining here, Jack. But that scrap time is kind of deadly. Let's go over to the rotation, though. Let's hop over to Attach, because he's going to be in a big position here.
Again,
in a one-on-one gunfight likely with Joe.
Look at where Orbit are positioning. They have the players in the back rock area fighting for those spawns. Still 0 is there. He's getting his teammates to spawn up right by this hard point. It's almost like FaZe are forgetting about that aspect of this game mode.
Yeah, I just tweeted saying how good they've been at hardpoint. They've been practicing so much, and one of the big things has been their early rotations, their key positionings.
This one's done.
It's been all Orbit. They beat them to all the spots that matter, whether it's been rocks or setting up a back turbine.
Orbit look good.
They shut them down. 250 to 198. The EU squad getting a big win.
Oh, man. The energy on this stage right now. Raiden hops up out of his seat, lets the FaZe players hear it, and now this series just got a hell of a lot more interesting because it's not the stop FaZe have been looking for at Hardpoint. They dropped that first map, and the good sign is if this series does go with FaZe, winning this game 2 or winning game 3, we will see the game 4 Hardpoint again, which I would be very interested in seeing what map that would be Breakout, right? So
yeah.
This one has all the signs of it being a 5-game series, folks. Here's a look at your scoreboard after game 1. Orbit, Joe, 46 and 32, 2 minutes in the hard point, and 17 defense.
I believe that I've casted basically every Orbit series now this weekend, outside of one, I think. I didn't cast the first FaZe matchup, I cast the other 2. Joe has been just disgusting at both. 17 defends, almost 2 minutes in the hard point, 46 kills. He's a freak.
He most certainly is. I know Brycey right now is smiling in his dark European room, happy that his brethren are...
A whole thing of hair gel. I see him sitting there just like throwing gel in his hair, that's lounging in a tank top.
Oh, it looks like an animal on top of his head.
A little bit of a bird's nest there for Brycey, but we miss you, buddy.
We do. We do. We'll see him soon enough. So game 1, let's make sure we have our sides correct for game 2, which we do. So Codcaster won't be messed up. Game 2 will be Search and Destroy. How do FaZe bounce back now? Because they just lost arguably their best game mode, as many people said coming this weekend.
Absolutely.
Arguably the best hardpoint team in the world.
They've been good at Search, too. They've been solid at Search, but hardpoint, I mean, Orbit winning that, I would have thought this might be a 3-0 if they didn't take it. Now they take this. I agree with you. Going the distance. This should be a 5-game series.
Well, I'm seeing the game timer now begin, immediately getting into the action. FaZe Clan down 0-1. Orbit look good. Crusher, Search and Destroy up next. Urban and crew, they want to make a statement this weekend showing, you know what, the Europeans may not have won COD champs, but we're ready to turn up this year with how much international competition there's going to be. They will have many opportunities to prove that Europe is the best region in Call of Duty.
You talked about this map in particular, Jack, earlier, about taking gambles. We saw Aqua go 10-0, but the man of the match earlier we saw Rise play was Felony. He got almost every single first blood.
Yeah.
He was being super, super aggressive with high wall runs across middle, just really attacking in a big way. You want to check Clay out?
Yeah, look what Clay's got.
He's nice with it. He's nice with it.
He's ready. He's wanting to make an impact in this game, and it's going to start with the sniper, but 0.
That
the NV4, the AR with the range in its favor, strikes that first blood, and now look at your minimap all the way in the top left corner. That's going to be Urban, playing it a little bit more sneaky. Do they expect this pressure to come in? Not entirely sure. Does clean up 1.
And I thought the flank was going to get flanked there for a second,
right.
But doesn't end up picking it up. Now it's going to be Attach in a 1v3. Attach, one of the better S&D players in the world, but they seem to know right where he's positioned. Gets gun up, but not in time. Orbit taking round 1.
Beautifully done. That first challenge, the confidence from 0 to say, you know what? If you're going to hit that shot, go ahead, because I'm going to hit mine with this NV4. Clay goes for it, unfortunately doesn't hit it, and in the end, will get first blooded there. 1-0 round lead now for Orbit.
Okay, let's get over to Orbit now, who's going to be on offense. We'll kick things off with Urban. 2-0 to start. He's going to be running rewind propulsion so frequently. His movement has been absolutely insane. Clayster's going to get pushed. They know you want to snipe. They're coming for you, buddy. He's able to back away. Maybe a bit of a bait and switch if they can work together here. They've got players top bridge.
Look at how frantic this round is.
But God, they're just soaring at them.
Look at how they're just rushing up the middle of the map in FaZe. They're trying to collapse on it, but there's so much pressure that it's almost too late. Thankfully, Attach and Enable both win one-on-one engagements. Does Attach get out with his life? No, so that's going to leave Enable in the 1 versus 2.
Enable should be in a 1 versus 1 now, but he can't get away. Tagged in the back. Very good trading by Orbit as they now take a 2-0 lead, getting a shot of 0 there, getting the crew hyped up.
And this is what we've seen a few times from the European teams. There was a couple rounds in particular earlier this weekend on Throwback Search and Destroy where they literally just sprinted out of middle with 4 players, went towards top train, and just engaged whoever was in front of them. And they do it again here. They know, hey, if you're going to try to snipe, we are going to make sure there are many targets you have to hit at once. And unfortunately, that is not a thing with the sniper in this game where you could shoot 3 different bullets at once.
Well, unless you're Pac-Man.
That is true.
Saw with that 3-piece yesterday. That was sick stuff. Now it is going to be an aggressive early hit from the side of Faze. They pick up 2. It's going to be on Urban and 0 to try and clutch up a 2v4. May get vision on 1 here. Urban goes up over the top. 1, 2. Able, no, he doesn't actually stop the bomb. I thought he got 1 kill at least. Now it's all
there you go
on the sole player from Orbit, but that's 4 up, 4 down. That's a big round win for Faze.
That's the round that Faze needed. They get 4 up, 4 dead. They stop any streaks that were coming into play, and they get some confidence back. We talked about how they're already down 0-1 in this series. This will be a best of 5 for the grand final. Rated, looking cool, calm, and collected. Zuma the same as Faze down 2-1 on this map too. Let's see where they try to bring it now on defense.
Okay, let's start off with Rated.
So this is what we were talking about earlier, where if you are going to go ahead and make this play, you need to go on the sneakier push.
Show the lone defender, which is going to be Clayster.
Yeah, and they're going to push all the way through A on the top of your minimap, so they know that this is a B pressure. Clay can't get 1 though, so that will be first blood for Orbit, and that should open up the site to get this objective planted. And
now it's quickly going to be into a 2v4. Able to pick up 1 kill at least is Zuma. He's got to go big because his teammate's getting pushed. Enable drops, and now it's a 1v3, and that's all. I mean, Clay kind of has to get a kill, 2 or a kill on the way with his life. He has to get something there.
The big thing there, too, is if you watch your minimap, the player that was flanking all the way through the spawn, he knew he had an opportunity to pinch, and he wins a one-on-one engagement. So Orbit have 2 ideas, right? They can do 2 things. 1, they could try to play another 1v1 and win the gunfight, or they could push out that back rock area to make it a 3v1. If you watch their arrows on the minimap,
they flew
at him, took him out, eliminated that threat, and knew the only other player was coming from that B wall run. Beautifully executed. Orbit in full command of this game.
Well, let's see if Faze can get something going here on offense. Kind of stacked up at A, but the pressure is going to come in. It's going to be through mid here. You see a lot of blue arrows starting to flank around. Look at them just surrounding the room here. This is going to be a big engagement. Should be for Zuma. He's got 2 in the back, has a nade out, trying to get shots in. He can't chase here. If he chases, he's going to get caught. It's Clayster going beneath, trying to find a kill, but the first blood is going to go to 0, Jack.
Nicely done, and now look at how this is developed. Look at your map. Somehow they get behind the Faze players. Thankfully, Attach picks up on it and is able to get 1 before he's traded on out. Number advantage back over to Orbit. And now Zuma with his teammate and Urban and Joe again. They just move together. They stay active on the map, and now Faze will have to do the same.
Well, they are able to grab the bomb. See if they decide to play it towards A. You see both players here from Orbit kind of stacked out backside A so they can collapse quickly if needed. Bomb is going to get planted. Let's check the timing here. Urban wants to go check. He's going to fly in. Might be able to catch him. There he is. Got him 1 more left mid. Hall. Urban shots a little bit off. Now going to be a 1v1. Let's get over to Joe. It's him versus Clayster. Trying to chase. Saw him to the bottom right. Clayster dead to right. Surely not able to turn and burn. Joe gets it 5-1. 2 kills in a row and a defused add to his name.
5-1 now, and and this is, he's saying hello. He forgot something, went to go pick it back up off the ground.
That's all it was.
Yeah, and now he'll go ahead, defuse this bomb, put his team at even a larger advantage now, 4-1.
I would love to get some bad blood.
We need these rivalries, man.
Yeah,
E versus NA is good enough, but
exactly,
now
that's what I need.
This is getting juicy, man. This is like a well-cooked steak.
When was the last time you had a well-cooked steak?
Look at the size of me, Clint. Probably a couple days ago.
You strike me as a guy that goes to a fancy restaurant and orders chicken fingers.
That's you that you're talking about.
That is.
We head now into round 6. With Faze, they've tried some aggressive plays, and half the time it's worked, half the time it hasn't. Orbit, though, they have been a unit through this whole map.
Here we go again.
And they're ready. Look, Faze are now adapting. This was the same strategy as earlier. Faze took a little bit longer to rotate, and Clay got caught by himself. This time around, though, they have bodies on the site, and a beautiful flechette grenade stops the first plant, stops the second plant. Nicely done by Faze, the exact round that they needed. They're up 4-1 now in the number advantage.
That was beautiful. And that's exactly what you needed to do.
Yes.
And that's adapting at its finest, right? You saw how it went. You get the timing in your head. You know when you have to rotate over. It was so quick, and both those nades ended up picking kills on bomb planters, right? Both right around the site.
Yep. And I will say, Faze, it's great that they've done that, but the 2 rounds they've won, if you think about it, have been complete 4-0 number sweeps.
Yeah.
And it's because they've had 2 really good counters to the play that they were experiencing from Orbit. The issue is they're now still down by 2 rounds in this series, and they've got to figure out what they can now do on the offensive side to bring them back within 1.
All right, well, now it looks to be
So they're going to go back with what worked the first time they won around.
And let's see how the defense works. Remember how they tried to surround them last time from Orbit, get in from all sides? This time they're playing a little bit more passive in the back. You can see they have like a kind of a backline defense.
See, and
are they baiting someone from Faze?
Look at how
to push
worried
out?
Enable is. Like, Enable is so worried to plant the Faze. They're just deciding we've got to do something else before we can get this objective down. 3 versus 3. A quick trade on in. Attached for a second, looked at the same area as his teammate. And now Orbit, you see the blue arrows maneuvering around the map, and Faze will do the same. They do not feel comfortable anymore. They spent too much time at this site, and I actually agree with this play.
So they end up going to wrap it out. Now let's take a look. All 3 members from each side pretty much sticking together here. Let's see if they try to get the bomb down. Let's go over to Enable. Yeah, so he is going to work on getting it planted, and now you'll quickly see the collapse develop on the minimap as they're going to begin to work their way over. Let's go over to Urban. He's going to be the first to likely engage here as he's trying to find an angle. He has not been spotted yet, I don't believe. There he is. He's got spotted. It's going to be down to 0 and Joe, making 0 alone. He's got a chance to clutch here in a 1v2. He does have FTL jump to work with as well. Spots 1, can't win the gunfight, might get pressured here. He's got to, if he could just find 1, he gets pushed and dropped. Faze battling back in.
Enable was the hero of that round. On the site by himself, I could hear him through my headset. Gets that first kill, goes, there's a guy wall run, the guy wall run, turns and immediately beams onto the second guy. Even gets the third here in the kill cam as well. Beautiful round from Enable as Faze are now back within 1, keeping this one close.
Let's see how close Enable is towards getting some streaks. He's 7-4. He's 150 off of that Trinity rocket. He's also got camo to work with. So Enable may be the one to have a big round here to bring things back. And also if he's able to get some streaks, that'd be huge.
So again, Orbit immediately pushing towards the one area of the map, and Faze, they're ready for it. But what do Orbit do to adapt this time? What do they change up? Because last time they got slaughtered on the site. And this time around, they're going to say, you know what, let's challenge the back rock. That's how they change it up. You saw everybody from Faze cooking their grenades, and Orbit knew that they could bake those out.
That was perfect. That was
beautifully
perfect.
done. The objective now planted, and there is no longer any tacticals to work with on the side of Faze.
Even 2 players had to have been caught with their pants down there.
They did.
Nades in hand, trying to nade the site. They just flew at them. That was beautifully done. But can Attach and Zuma go big? One of them has to find a kill to open up and tie it up. There it is, 2 versus 2 now. Both players left up for Faze. The pressure incoming, 25 seconds left. It's not going to be 1v2 for Attach. Can he find 1? He knows he's getting flanked. There he's able to make it a 1v1. 19 seconds to work with. Attach knows he's behind the box. Going to challenge. Goes up high! Wins it with the melee!
God! Momentum swing of a round right there by Attach. 3 kills to his name. We'll see the dramatic moments again in the final kill cam. Enable. What a play by that team as they wind up clutching it up. Attach takes matters into his own hands, literally, as he realizes, uh-oh, let me clean that one on up. Wow, I could literally feel everybody in the venue just hold their breath for a moment as he ran in for that melee. 4-4, and now Faze are back in this game.
So you got to think that's got to give you some kind of momentum here. You still have camo to work with on Enable, remember, and Attach is fired up. Clay's getting hyped, and now comes the push from Faze. They're going to be working on offense. Looks like they're going to take some notes from the Orbit script here as they're going to opt to go towards A.
How do they try to do this? Where do the payloads come into play now? Because both teams used rewind, so yeah, they will engage with this camo. I actually completely agree with this. Use it on offense. Give your team the first round lead of this game. They will plant the objective as well, and now Enable can hold this easy angle on the side door.
And you've got Attach watching the flank as well, so you should be good there. As it looks like Urban's going to be hitting it. Attach just spotted him, so Attach should have an easy kill here as well, as long as he can find it.
They're gonna hit this out. They're gonna hit this out. It's exactly what they need to do. Beautiful stuff. Zero gets cut down, and now Faze with, what, 4 straight rounds in this game have themselves a 5-4 lead as they look to tie up the series.
What was the biggest deficit they had? 4-1?
I think it was 4-1.
Wow.
I love the use of camo there. Don't save it. Just use it for your team. Get the round advantage. Now they're going back to defense, where they've been successfully rotating quickly, adapting to what Orbit throw at them. And now I'm interested to see how Orbit play this, because they've been going B and it has not been working, and yeah, they're going to decide that that would not be the right decision.
Well, this is going to be, it looks like a more standard hit of A. Now let's see how they play this. Let's go look at the vision here for Rated. Is he's just trying to get eyes over that mid lane as you push towards the bomb. Pretty static, passive defense coming in from Faze thus far. They're playing it very, very slow. Now, what do you have to work with? So you've got overdrive here for Clay, which may not really come into play, but we did see him clutch a 1v3 with it. Zero still has his FTL jump, so nothing major, I guess. Nothing game-changing.
The one thing that can really help Faze here is that they do have the overdrive on Clay to rotate quicker if needed. So right now, they're looking for a pick. Both teams playing for a pick. They're not changing up where they're currently sat at. But remember, Orbit are on offense, so they're going to have to be the ones to engage, and I do believe that's going to happen now. Zuma with First Blood. The challenge comes in from you. It's Joe that trades it on out. Urban trying to stay alive as shots are being peppered in towards him. He's going to back out with his life. So the first engagement goes down, and it's even at 1-1.
And look how close Zuma is going to be to that reactive armor. This could come into play if he needs it for round 11, or it could be right here as he's going to find a kill. Has it to work with as well. Now it's going to be Joe all by his lonesome. It is done.
Right back in it. Ooh!
Oh, my.
He's yelling at him now. Heads are turning in the PlayStation experience.
I don't know if that's coming through the mics.
He yelled and said, Rated, you look great today. You smell good, my friend.
That's all I heard.
Rated said, thank you. That was actually what we heard for our 12-years out there.
God!
Nothing bad at all, I promise. It's just all friendly stuff. As now we'll go ahead and go into Game 3 in Uplink with an even series, folks. This one can go the distance. Oh, Attach just yelled at Tournament and said, 1v1s, I don't lose them. Dylan, I wasn't even addressing him. He just felt the need to tell me that.
That was a 1v2.
Thank you for telling me that.
All right, I'm switching sides. I'm good to go there. I remember it for the first time in basically ever. But, wow, so this could have been a 2-0 series lead in the best of 5 for Orbit.
Yeah.
Clutch plays. I mean, okay, it was two things for me.
Yep.
One, it was obviously Attach. Well, three things. Let's go with Enable's big play, had the 3-piece, remember, towards the B-bomb set when he goes big.
Yeah.
Attach had the 1v2. And then it was Faze overall, how they adjusted. A couple of the rounds we saw, they adjusted to what Orbit did and just 4 up, 4 down, smashed them the following round. It was beautiful, man.
It was two different maps right there. The first 5 rounds and then the last 5 rounds where Faze just immediately turned up. Once they started adapting on defense and recognizing where Orbit were showing their strategies is when they turned out best. And really what it came down to was Zuma and Attach, who were inside that A site, would peek on through you, would peek on through that mid tunnel.
Yeah.
Wouldn't see anything, and would immediately go, let's rotate. And Orbit tried to play mind games with them in that final round and hide in corners and wait for them to push through. But Clayster, using his tacticals, played a little bit more aggressive at B, spotted nothing and said, guys, just keep holding that angle. It will work out. And that's exactly what happened. And now we find ourselves tied 1-1 going into Uplink. And what map will we be playing for Uplink? I do believe it's Precinct.
Yes.
I answered my own question.
I still attempt to read Mud Dog's handwriting. Thank you, Mud Dog.
Yeah, that was brilliant stuff.
But Precinct. All right, so as we get into this, we know this is one of the, well, the only uplink that's not as 50-50 and one that you need to really punish from a certain side. You need to get points up when you're sparring towards, garden apartment side. You're pushing towards gas. You have to get some points on the board there. Who do you think's been the more impressive uplink team for you thus far this weekend between these two? They've both been solid.
Yeah, that's a tough one to answer. Both of these teams have looked quite good. I mean, on a map like this, for me, it comes down to recognizing a lot of it comes down to counterplay, right? Where it's, okay, you give up your base, knowing to rotate towards the new drone, grab it, and immediately get to those advantageous positions.
Well, that's what we saw Orbit do actually really well in the first series I casted versus EG.
Yeah.
When they were actually putting up a lot of points from the less preferred side, when they grab it and counter. They wouldn't wait for the other team to set up. It'd be 1 or 2 players live. They grab it and go, and just get a 1 or 2 pointer in real quick.
And teams have started to notice that, yes, there are preferred routes to take, but this weekend, even more than others, we've seen the drone be pushed in different, unique routes than I've really seen in scrims. A lot of it has been focused on park. When you're pushing towards that restaurant side, they'll get it in towards that back park area, pass it forward, use that close quarter engagement to their favor with the drone, and dunk it on in. Faze are back in it, folks. NA fighting back. EU, though, the dreams of that entire continent on the backs of Orbit. Can they get it done? Game 3 will be Precinct Uplink. Maven, who are we watching off the break?
The entire continent is dreaming about this?
Yeah.
Let's go, Orbit.
They're on their back.
All right, I'm going to start off.
It's heavy. But
I'm going to start off with actually Attach. The young god putting up a fantastic performance in the last S&D. We'll see what he can get done here as well. As we're loaded in, Game 3 all tied up 1-1. Reminder, this is the grand final here for the PlayStation experience. They're showcasing some of the top teams here across the world. And don't forget, just in a couple weeks, we're headed to Vegas. This is basically just a primer attached to the nice grenade,
And look,
that's why we watched them.
17 seconds in, Faze get the dunk on the board, immediately pushing right through, and that's the aggression you expect from Faze. Typically, teams grab the drone, they move it through that back ticket area. No, Faze get a couple kills, they have a lead blocker,
Well,
Clay runs it right on
That
through.
was all attached.
Nice
I mean,
to
he
know.
gets those 2 kills in lobby, and then it opens things up for them just to go. And that's what you're kind of talking about, being more aggressive, being decisive, and just hitting it. You like to see some drop shots used there as well. You know, we're so used to these games with the jetpacks, people getting up high off the wall, but we've seen, I think, more drop shotting in this game than we have previous CODs to some degree, at least in the past couple titles.
Faze have been really worried about this back gas pressure, and they were right to think that way because Urban and crew were trying to make a play happen there, maybe go for a pinch. Not going to work this time around. The drone being moved forward. 2 passes and the dunk.
That was beautiful.
Clay, 5 and 3, and already 4 points to his name in the first minute.
Solid start.
Zuma's yelling now.
Zuma's getting hyped up. The whole squad really is, and they've had complete and utter control. And this is the side we talked about that you need to put a point. So they're doing exactly what we need to. We'll see as they're trying to pass the rock and get forward. Lots to deal with mid-street, but Zuma on the 5 streak wants none of it. Toss up and away. Just over the top.
Narrowly missing that one. Props to Infinity Ward again for adding that drone camera. Great to see exactly how it flies on through. That time around, not going to connect, so it will stay a 2-possession game. And this is where we spoke about with Orbit. They don't even try to get set up. They just grab the drone, force it right at the enemy. They've got 1 player to beat. This will be a dunk, and now they'll be on the board.
That's perfect. That's exactly what you have to do. There's such a short distance here, kind of from the spawn to the goal. Just grab it and go. You don't necessarily need control. And that's, if he got that pass off, it would have been the same thing really coming in from Faze. They tried to do a quick hit as well. Still an opportunity to get points
now
Faze pick up a kill.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but Faze are going to look for a rally here. They go ahead, go for this dunk. They need to get someone back into lobby, and they need someone watching ATMs. Enable will watch ATMs. He's going to go ahead, throw his flechette through there, and now on your minimap, Attach should grab this drone and immediately go for the follow-up. Unfortunately, there is someone wrapping all the way through that back Cherry Blossom area, so don't think Faze will be able to capitalize on more after this, but they had the right idea. They had the right idea. They just missed up on a couple kills and a missed call out here and there.
How do you feel right now with 2.5 left, 6-2 advantage? Do you think this is big enough for Faze? I mean, we haven't really seen that many lopsided efforts, even though it can play a little bit to that degree in this map. I don't think we've seen it that much.
Here's that park pressure I was telling you about, where teams will just grab this drone, move it towards his backside. This will be another dunk, and now look at the spawns Faze get. They spawn all the way out at gas, and now they've basically flipped the map in favor of Orbit. If they grab this drone, put the pressure on, move it back through park again.
It should be maybe another dunk. He has one to beat. Never mind.
You have to remember, there is the one spawn right underneath the portal here. He's going to go for the throw. That will reset though.
Yeah, I tried to hop on with it, but yeah, it's just going to go on top of the building. All right, so 6-4, 2 minutes left. Back to the lobby here. Attach, looking for kills, looking for the drone. He's able to get it. There's one player flanking, though. I think that's Zero coming in from behind.
Alley. They're not watching the back alley. Both players are watching the same glass side of the map. They will.
You can't miss that. You can't miss that.
That looked like me.
2 feet away.
I thought I was watching a replay of me right there.
Throws it over the top. That's one that'll come back and haunt you.
That's basically a layup. That was just missed right there. So the big thing to remember, if you're new to watching Uplink in competitive Call of Duty, it's a 1 point for a throw, 2 points for a dunk. And right there, by him missing that 1 point throw, it takes it from a 3-point lead to a 2-point lead. The difference there, 1 possession versus 2 possessions. That means that if a team can get it down to like 15, 20 seconds left, it's basically mathematically impossible for 2 possessions to be scored. Now with one, though,
Urban, man, with propulsion, is just a nightmare to deal with.
I think he's up flew out of the map. I think he just flew out of the map.
He looks like freaking Spider-Man. He's just up there flying, finds 3 kills. They get a dunk. His spree continues. He's got 6 in a row here. It is bananas what he's able to do. Make it 7. That's a major call out as he continues to play fast and hot here, and they've tied up the game. I mean, it was what, 6-0 or 6-2 the biggest lead they've had?
6-2. Yep, 6-2 was the lead you mentioned. Wasn't enough for Faze, and now I'll answer your question, no. Because this is a tied game. Faze, they're trying to do whatever they can to move it through ATM. They'll throw it up, and that will be a score. Clayster has all 7 of his team's points right now. Heavy focus on the objective with his teams doing the lead blocking.
With 17 seconds left, we'll see if maybe there's an opportunity here to get 1 more point on the board. Nobody really set up in lobby right now, but I think Enable will be the first in to drone spawn. Going to grab that, see if they can get anything going to give them a little bit more of an edge. They do find 1 kill mid-map. That's Clayster, but there's 2 more there to deal with. That'll be all she wrote as the last second ticks off. 7-6 advantage I don't know that that's enough.
So evenly matched, these two teams, man. Here's a look at your final kill cam again from Attach as he just cleans up a couple. Oh, looking at this one now, though. Orbit, led by Urban's crazy 7 streak, get 2 dunks off of it and bring this game back within 1. Really can go either way, Maven. Off the break of this second side, last time Faze dunked in 14 seconds. What do Orbit need to do now to make sure it doesn't happen here?
That's true. I mean, maybe from this side they've got a better plan. You do have Rewind available. Urban, what do you know, just hopping around. Kangaroo trying to stay up, but he will get pushed, and this is going to be immediate points again.
This
They're
should
going
be
to toss it forward.
That's actually a nice slowdown by Zero. Gets 2. And that should force Faze to try to make a decision here. Do they go for this? He has overdrive. He's not actually using it right now. And the players of Orbit give their time. He missed another one. 3 missed 1 point plays now for Faze.
And 2 have been so close, man.
Why is he saving overdrive there?
I don't know, but that's the second one that has been, like you said, basically a layup that they don't get points on. So, I mean, 1 was a little bit more difficult, right? But 2 have been point blank. So you should have a 3-point advantage here. You're going to be kicking yourself after this game if this ends up being as close as it is.
Unfortunately, the only thing I can think is that Faze were expecting them to spawn underneath the portal, because that is a spawn you can get on the side of the map. You can spawn right underneath that blue side, but they didn't get it. There was already a Faze player pushed up far enough to force the spawns out back park, and instead now it's Faze again trying to force something to happen. The score really should be 10-6 them. Thankfully, they do get 4 dead for the moment. This now will be a dunk, and Faze will be back up by 2 possessions.
Nice plays there. You kind of make up for the missed throws by getting a dunk. Incredible pressure. They've had complete control throughout this round, but there's going to be a gunfight with the drone carrier here. That's a massive kill by Raiden. They were going to get the rally going. They were pushing in through lobby. He finds that 1 kill, which is going to slow down the push big time.
Zero just trying to stay alive. Joe, who has really been his duo in incredible performances this weekend, double negative alongside Raiden. A quiet performance, and now it's Attach on a 7 streak. Dylan Price turning up when his team needs him.
He really is, and that's 2 there from Clayster. They've got drone in hand, wrapping around the top side through Park, like you've mentioned many, many times. Enable going to be the lead blocker here, trying to find kills, just playing it slow, seeing if maybe they get one to challenge out. They're going to call in streaks, it looks like, on the spawn. Somehow doesn't connect with one in the back. They leave the drone out for Enable. He goes from kind of blocker to control here, but with his teammates dropping, I don't know what the hell he was planning to do there.
Oh, well, I think they might have done enough because they could settle for a 1 or go for a dunk. There it is. So a 1-point play, bringing it back up to 4, and Clayster is here now for the rally of the next drone. He's going to push this one up with his team, Faze. They've been controlling lobby so much better than Orbit in the second side, and that's why they've been able to grab the drone and move it where they want it. It's made a major difference in this game.
Well, here they go, and you mentioned he still has overdrive to work with. He's going to toss it forward, though, not able to get the gun up with the K-bar in time to deal with the player and restaurant, but Attach is there. Attach finds 1. Attach finds 2. They're getting 4. They need somebody to grab the drone in the back, though, and that should be Enable or Clay. You have the overdrive to work with, but he's not there. The 2 players drop behind Attach, so despite the fact they get pushed up, they don't win the gunfights in the back. They can't move forward with the drone.
Clayster again winning the gunfight inside the lobby. 2 minutes remaining. European fans, you need your squad to turn up right now. As they're down by 2 possessions, this is the best opportunity they've really had to push this drone up so far on side 2. They've got some pressure near Ticket, but look where his teammates are. They're so nervous about someone being in their base. They're coming off the spawn by that back construction side. Now they will move on up. Joe gets cut down by Zuma. You've got Zero now moving on up with the payload ability of his own. Clayster, though, shuts the door. 4 dead again. Faze Clan, hold the line.
Yeah, you start playing the clock maybe to some degree at this point with 90 seconds left. I know you can hit so quick in this. You probably just want to keep playing offense, but 90 seconds isn't a lot of time.
Most certainly is, and Faze know that. That's why they're keeping pedal to the metal, staying aggressive near this back park side. They know someone's statue, and the player nearly gets turned on for the second as Attach is just trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, cannot do so. 1 minute left. What do you do if you're Orbit? The drone is still down off its reset point. You've really had no map positioning inside 2, and now playing through. They can just play passive.
You think Clay may have some words for Rated again? 11 in 25, whereas Clay is 28 and 23 with 7 points.
Earmuffs in the venue.
He is going to be hyped after this one. Really, for me, it's on Joe. Joe has been one of the lead slayers with them, right up there with Zero, and Joe cannot be 11-26 in this game. He's getting spanked.
Nope.
Whereas you get such a consistent effort on the side of Faze.
GG.
Really solid stuff. Yeah, it's toast.
Faze now can just hold the drone to the back of the map. It's in the hands of Attach. He'll just sit in back alley. Only has to worry about 2 different entryways. Reset it when he needs to. And with 25 seconds left, there is no way 2 dunks will happen in time.
Never say never. Maybe a miracle could happen. You've got Zero up front. Well, the pass goes through his corpse.
That is a no.
And with 2 dead, that
GG.
should be it. 10 seconds on the clock. Going to be a 2-1 advantage for FaZe. Where are we heading next, buddy?
Breakout hardpoint will be game number 4. FaZe, though, take their first series lead and are now 1 map away from being crowned champions here at the PlayStation Experience.
Clay didn't yell this time. Look at
What
those
is he
death
looking at?
eyes.
Oh,
Okay.
that was. Does he need help?
All right.
Does he need help on the stage? Does he need help? Or is
I might love Clayster.
he did this rivalry, man, between him and Raiden. They just need to sit down together and just talk things out.
Maybe
You're a licensed therapist, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I have been known to give very therapeutic meetings.
Let's just stop here. Let's just stop. Let's just stop here. Here's a look at your scoreboard with FaZe Clan winning that one 10 to 6.
All right. Well, Clay just saw how negative he went.
Oh, how negative? 11 to 28.
Yeah, neg 17. I mean, but look at the combination. What, you're 23 total kills for Rated and Joe?
Yeah.
That's less than basically every single player outside of Enable on FaZe. I mean, that can't happen. You're not going to get a W that way.
Most certainly not. Clayster, 30 and 26, 3 carries and 1 throw, 7 points to his name, most kills on his team. And I'll tell you, man, that control of lobby really worked out so nicely for FaZe. It's what helped them keep possession of the drone on their side, keep the pacing in their favor. And now they've earned themselves a 2-1 lead, but we're going back to hardpoint, and this is what Orbit slapped FaZe on earlier this series.
This is a different map, though. I mean, this is, you talked to Revin, one of his favorite maps. This is a, well, okay, I guess there's 2 points in this, because this is the map where you can really, I guess, early rotation pays off the most on Breakout. But even though you think FaZe would be the best at that, because they probably played the most hardpoint, they scrimmed the most, they had the most practice, what did we see happen in the first hardpoint? They were getting out-rotated basically every single time, right?
Yep. They most certainly were. So what can FaZe do now? Do we need a reset? No, I think we're okay.
We're good to go, baby.
Okay.
I lied to
Need a
you.
reset.
I totally lied to you.
You did lie. You did lie.
I thought all 8 were in there?
Maybe someone just needed to get something done. It's okay. We'll get right into the game. So we could be crowning a champion right after this map right here if FaZe can clutch up. Either way, look forward to watching these guys play at MLG Vegas in just 10 short days. So much Call of Duty to be had in the end of 2016, and we've already announced so much for 2017. More on the line than ever before. I do believe now we will be getting into the lobby, getting things going. FaZe and Orbit, what could be the final map of this series.
All right. This could be it, like you said. All right, who are you taking? Does it end here? Or we go into a game 5? I mean,
we're going to a game 5.
I want to see a game 5, but I think it ends here. I do. I really, really do. I think maybe the reason we saw them not worried about rotating early is you don't actually need to as much on something like Scorch. But here, I expect to see a more disciplined Clayster and crew. I think they're going to win that rotation battle. I could be making that up. But let's see what happens as we hop into the action. The scanner spawn going to be coming in for FaZe as they're going to push to set up for top hut. Let's see how it goes.
Let's get into the action. FaZe pushing right towards middle map. Flechette's coming out of both sides. And wow!
Well, Raiden says hello.
Raiden's was apparently a nuclear missile that just kills 3 players of FaZe, and that's 4 dead immediately.
And they've got this spawn trap. This is where you want to try and cook them, right? You get them spawning there at the spiral staircase, force them to push down. That's 4 down again. This is a brilliant start in 0. 4-0 to kick things off.
Yep.
That's exactly how you answer back if you're Orbit, right?
Yeah,
that's sick stuff.
This is one of the best starts I've ever seen to a breakout hardpoint in all the time I've now watched it. Already 4-0 from 0, 4-0 from Urban, now 5-0, 5-1 from Urban. Beautiful stuff from him, and woohoo, 0 is cooking right now, 38-0. FaZe cannot bounce back from that 3-piece grenade we saw to kick off the game. Dominant first performance on this visitor hardpoint.
Well, my prediction was a joke, at least early on, 48-0.
And they're already,
that's one hell of a first
they're already
hardpoint.
on the rotation too. They're ready for this.
Let's hop over because you have one coming behind as well. The pinch would have been in for 0. We'll be able to find one before dropping, but now dashing and diving around the outside there, a cell block was Urban.
There we go. FaZe are on the board.
Finally, let's hop over to FaZe for a bit. Zuma, they got to heat up. You know, the confidence is there. Obviously, they feel good after the uplink, but they have got to turn it on. They're getting outplayed right now in hardpoint, which we did not say at all until this series.
Urban and 0, a combined 17-4 off the break in this game. They're also already at a full minute of time between the two of them in the objective, doing everything from this Orbit team, and it goes 4 dead again for FaZe. With 20 seconds left, they got that back spawn, so they'll go for one final pinch. But Orbit are completely in control of this game.
Orbit just decimating FaZe now, 60-point advantage. They need to get the energy up, keep playing the way they are. Let's hop to a listen and see how it's going.
You're gonna be
I didn't spiral. They got trophy spiral.
That's mine. I'm on trophy on the hill.
That lab. Push me.
Go, they can't
Spawn
go.
my bad. Okay, well, when they died.
Yeah, one behind me.
Spawn behind.
No, actually,
No, don't touch. Okay, bro.
Oh, one's behind me anyway.
Lab. Nade in lab.
One's here.
He's in lab. He's inside lab.
we can out with him.
Got 2.
Nice.
Nice.
Lab.
Nice guy. I got you, go tree,
Kill. 2-point hill, one more.
Come on.
I got eyes to the
Dead, two.
Nice, two.
High. Attach, one bullet, attach.
I
got you, don't die, I got you. Lie down, I got you.
Nice, alright, someone get on it. Get hill. Someone get on it, someone will run it. Where is it? Lab.
Hill, dead. Lab. Finally, right. Lab. One more.
I'm so weak.
I got mid. Watch your front. They're gonna push you cave. Whoever's you come back. They're gonna be on the round.
Got me.
No, you're good. I'm gonna keep this.
Spin spiral.
They're gonna be far back. They're gonna go far back. Yeah, scorches. Go on.
I'll go mid.
One's on the back.
Nice, two.
Midweek. Come
Nicely. All back.
No,
Come on, back. Play. Nice, good kill.
Stack.
Stay alive. Just stay alive. I spawn on the back.
One more.
2. Detonating. I dropped the nade.
One more. Staying down.
I got one. Last guy.
I got mid.
Nice, come on, mid and front. I spawned you. Back. All back.
I'm watching that.
Yeah, one's on me.
Watching you. I got you. Go on. You. You dead. Last guy.
4 dead again for FaZe. You know, Maven, I wanted to hear how they stacked up in that rotation because they held down Graves quite well. But then moving over towards Commissary, there was a streak that came in for FaZe. They hit from 3 different angles, and you know what? Orbit reacted perfectly. Up by 70 seconds now. These guys want this 5th game.
Every listening we go to, I feel like the lead stays the same, right? It was, 60-70-point advantage when we hop in. FaZe starts to climb back, but by the time we hop out, they push the lead out even more. We'll get back to mid-map, the long rotation around. But let's get right into the action. It's going to be Urban inside, trying to find one teammate there to clean it up. 3 down yet again for FaZe. They're just trying to push it out. You see the scanner spawn coming in for FaZe. 1 in front, 2 in front, 3rd in side loading. Not able to clean up them all, but his teammates there to keep things going. And this is the worst I've seen FaZe be beaten a hard point. I've probably watched, I'd say 30 to 40 hard point scrims for FaZe. Never seen this.
I'm telling you again right now, it's because they're getting so badly outslayed. They're not used to playing like this.
Yeah.
They don't even know where to begin right now. This is something reminiscent of, like, if you think back to the Optic Gaming's in AW hardpoint, you know, where they could just flood right in and just use their gun skill to break and not worry about the spawns. FaZe are kind of doing the same thing here, and a lot of times they're being out-rotated. They haven't had the spawns for their team. They're down by about 80 right now. This is by no means over, but for a second they were being outslayed by 25 kills. So uncharacteristic of this FaZe Clan squad.
And they're losing the battles again on rotation. I mean, yeah, they rotated too early, but both one-on-one gunfights they needed to win, they end up dropping. So early control should be going over to the side of Orbit, but they're going to do a battle, and they get a close spawn here in the back at least, so they have the nice spawn side, but they need to win some gunfights. There's one. There's a couple outside there on the balcony. Nice slide. Should be able to find the kill. Not able to get the angle, but finally will be able to pick it up. And nice snap onto a wall run as Attach finds 2. And they need, not a perfect hold, it's hard to do it here, but they need to rack up at least 20 more points here.
And the issue is they don't have the spawns. They're having to push through this outer wall run. Thankfully, Clayster is holding off the back door by himself. Attach and crew staying alive. Now they have to rotate back towards balcony. There's another gunfight win. Challenges the second Attach. Fully streaked out on a 7 streak now. Was quiet at the beginning of this game. 10 and 19 start. Now 17 and 19. FaZe back within 50 as they continue to claw back into this game.
This is exactly how the first hardpoint went. Remember, Attach started out slow, then went on that monster spree, and they started to come back, but is it too little too late? You got them bombardment in. I see him kill Enable with these quite frequently.
Oh, gosh.
He doesn't this time.
That's about it. Only destroys an equipment, but hey, he's already pushed to this back cave area, so watch these spawns now for the blue team. Unfortunately, both players from FaZe actually die in lab. Thankfully, these Scorchers are coming down at the perfect angle. He actually kills himself with them. Oh, no.
God, he only gets one inside, too.
No.
So during that entire stretch with the Tats going on a 9 spree, they don't really get any time. And the streaks don't lead to any time either. Now as he comes up and spawns flying in, they're trying to rack up some points, but you think during the course of that huge spree and using some of those streaks that you would get something going, right?
Nope, nothing at all. Still a 1 minute deficit. Urban on a 4-streaker zone gets the multi-kill there with the use of his rewind ability. 10 seconds left for this hard point. Yes, FaZe might get the scrap time, but are they in any position for this comms hill? We'll have to see how they rotate towards it. As Zuma's the last one here. He's got his reactive armor. Does he elect to use it? No. Rated shuts him down.
Yeah, and that's another big kill on rotation. It's what I've said numerous times. When they're rotating out, they're not winning those gunfights. And, okay, that time Zuma probably had 2 players to deal with, so not the easiest situation, but send more on the rotation than if you're losing it every single time. And, you know, they haven't scrimmed against EU teams. Maybe it's a little bit different of a style than they're used to, but still. Now you see Rated bring out the reactive armor. He's able to win one. They should be able to crack the 200 mark here at Commissary as things getting out of control.
FaZe Clan, who would have thought that in the grand finals they would be at a point where they might lose both hard points to a European squad in orbit? I know nobody predicted that one. 60 seconds, still the lead. Joe deciding he wants these last 20, actually pops that active camo and really does nothing with it.
Yeah, it doesn't get really anything at all. Tough to hit those shots in the wall run, especially with a player lying there prone. But Rated backs him up, finds one, tags up a second, and still biding his time. We've got 4 seconds left. Let's check on the rotation now as we're going to start heading out to mid-map. It's going to be Zuma there first, and again, both players. Urban picks up both. 2 players from FaZe pushing in. Every single time the players rotating for FaZe, they're getting beat.
Yeah. What do you do now if you're FaZe? Nothing has been working at hardpoint. You're back at this awkward middle hill. You've just been forced out. A Centurion is now dropped in the hard point.
That could be game.
And Orbit are looking to do exactly what they did back at the start of this game. And Matt is getting a full 50 seconds on this hard point, and they're in a great position to do so.
And this is one of those hard points you're not supposed to get a ton of time, and they can't win it here, but they're basically going to put it away, right? And how are you going to get, you've had, what, is this our 3rd hut, and you're going to get maybe 100-plus points just in hut?
It's most certainly possible. I'm looking around the venue right now. This is a PlayStation experience. There's a lot more going on here than just the Call of Duty World League Invitational. But what's insane is there's about 150 now, close to 200 people crowding around this space, watching this grand finals. Whether you watch competitive Call of Duty or not, welcome. This is Infinite Warfare. This is our first LAN event for it on this brand new game. Came out last month. And we're watching one of the best in North America get pushed to a Game 5 by the European superstars, a battle of 2 continents where Orbit looked to bring home a championship and set the tone for the year of Infinite Warfare.
And we'd be going back to Search and Destroy. You know how insane that game was. Complete control for the side of Orbit until some clutch plays come in for Attach to push it the distance. This Game 5 could be a classic, but now it's going to be camo pop. Enable looking to push in, gets a couple shots in the back of one Orbit player, shots into another. But he's tagged up and eventually dropped. I mean, you still have a chance if you're FaZe, but you just don't need many points.
This is done. They've got the wall run watched.
Should be it.
Orbit have the back spawn held. Actually, they just had someone hit the outer wall run, which might have just hurt them in the either way, but nice rewind. Back to it. Urban challenges again. Such flashy plays from man. 42 and 33. They'll just rotate, and they know they can close this hill now out on Graves.
Let's watch. The Enable's your guy that rotates over. First tries
Nowhere
to get
near
in behind. And okay, they won a battle in rotation for Cave. That's shocking.
They gotta go quick.
Still one more player to deal with. There's a player in Cave. I don't know if he realizes he's looking around trying to find it.
He just can't see him.
They're
finally
playing hide and go seek.
His teammate gets it. 243 to 192. This has been the smallest deficit in ages in this game, but the issue is one break from Orbit, and this one's done. Play now has the claw. He's going to spray on through. Does clean up one. FaZe Clan fighting for every second that they can get. Play nearly gets 3 with that payload ability, but either way, now down by just 40. They go ahead and know that the flip spawn is coming in.
If they get a perfect hold here, we got a game, buddy.
We do. What I'm more worried about, though, is the rotation towards comms if you're a FaZe fan, because they need to play this one flawlessly. Backs against the wall. Zuma and Attach win both gunfights. 243 to 213, and now Clayster is on the flank. But look, on your mini-map. There is no one near this new hardpoint phase. Know that. They've got to move quick because 7 seconds and this game is done.
And that's
another
Enable.
one gunfight from Enable.
That's huge. Those are the gunfights they were not winning before. The ones in rotation where they were set up early, but now they have to get in. The gunfight's enormous here. They're flying through. They win both. Team kill coming in. One more
They've
there for
wiped them
Enable.
out.
They're bringing it back. This would be one of the most epic comebacks we've seen in hardpoint. Faze coming alive.
And look, all 4 players of Orbit recognize we cannot just charge at that wall run. Let's go for a mid-pinch. We'll see if it worked out for him in the end. Pressure still coming in. Enable wins his gunfight. You've now got Urban and Raiden trying to challenge. Zuma cuts him down. Faze now within 3 seconds. Can they get it done? They've got the back watched. Orbit are getting shut down from everywhere that they push. One final pressure. It's not gonna happen. Faze Clan with an unbelievable comeback.
Oh my
Are
God.
your PlayStation Experience Invitational champions. Can you ask for a more dramatic play right there?
What, were they down 80?
Oh my God, what a victory for Faze. And Orbit, alongside all European fans, are absolutely shocked. Draws dropped in the venue. I see the cameras out for people. What a game!
Blazers hyped up.
Oh my goodness.
That was disgusting, and they were getting outslayed so badly. Look at the bombs that Zuma and Attach end up dropping.
Wow!
43 for Zuma, 41 for Attach. That's one of the better comebacks I've ever seen in hardpoint.
It absolutely was. We said it had to be perfect play, and Faze could trust each other. That was the difference from the beginning to the end of that game.
Yes, and remember, I kept highlighting those one-on-one battles on rotation.
Yes.
They were losing. It was Zuma that was getting gunned a lot. Enable ends up taking over that role, rotating early. You saw 2 key one-on-one gunfights on rotation, and that was a huge, huge part of it. What a first final to kick off Infinite Warfare.
Incredible stuff right there for Faze as they wind up taking it by 5 seconds. And in the end, are your champions here at the PlayStation Experience Invitational, presented by the PS4. That was a lot of fun. Let's take a look at the championship bracket again to see how it all broke down. Faze start the day with the victory over Rise Nation 3-1. Then they move on and wait to see who wins between Orbit and Luminosity. And Orbit looked good. LG were saying that this squad is hot. They have some great strategies, but Faze, they don't get beaten by him. Overall, a 6-1 map count versus Orbit this weekend. And I can tell you right now, Clay is all smiles because of that.
And you thought for a second this is going game 5. They're going to take both hard points, which I wouldn't have thought in a million years was going to happen against Faze. What a comeback. But guys, it's been an epic weekend, but we got Vegas right around the corner in 2 weeks. 160 plus teams. It's sold out. It's going to be the biggest Call of Duty event all time.
It is.
You're talking
It
about
is the biggest Call of
coming.
Duty event of all time, and teams attending the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino. $100,000 on the line. Faze will be there. Orbit, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in attendance as well. So do not miss that, folks. What a way to end our weekend. A lot of fun watching Infinite Warfare on LAN. This weekend, we announced $4 million in prize pool for the CWL 2017. Obviously, MLG Vegas coming up.
LAN League.
MLG Atlanta coming up. MLG Anaheim later in the year. The first ever global LAN League with 16 teams from across the world in attendance.